The cold has even more bite to it now. Ice sharks. This is the 2016 Asylum shark film that was released during the 2016 Sci-Fi Sharknado Week. But before we get into it, make sure to check out my book, Chomp, which was written in time, thank God. This is a killer shark book that I wrote, and I'd be honored if anyone would check it out and give me feedback on my second book, my first being Wild Man. The links to purchase it on Amazon on paperback and or Kindle are in the description below. Let's get into the review. The plot. A facility in the Arctic is doing their daily routines, and then they get a call from a station nearby where one of their people has gone missing. So they go out to investigate and find sharks in the water. Greenland sharks. They rush back to base, but the sharks followed. It's kind of like Deep Blue Sea, but on a much smaller budget, and set in the snow. When I first read the title for this movie, I thought it was going to be sharks made out of ice attacking people. I mean, how can you blame me? It's called Ice Sharks. But they're just Greenland sharks, which is cool. They make them look like great whites in this movie with white eyes, which is actually pretty effective. Not to mention the fact that the base sinks into the waters underneath the ice, which I thought was awesome. So the ice sharks, Greenland sharks, attack them under the water, above the water. It's all over the place. Makes for an awesome shark movie in terms of cheesy goodness. We have Tracy, played by Jenna Parker, who is the female lead. She tries to take it very seriously, and I think that's the major downfall. Everyone in this movie is taking their concept way too seriously, and their characters are over dramatic, but I wish they had a little bit more fun. I mean, at the beginning there's some lines like, "You're sounding like Mom," or because two of them are brothers, but she also has a halfway decent fight with one of the sharks, which is awesome. It bursts through the window when they're trying to escape, and she fights it off. David, played by Edward de Ruyter, is kind of a weak hero until the end. I mean, he does try to help and solve the problems that they have with the current situation they're in, but it's not until the end that he turns into an action hero. In fact, Tracy has to save him in one scene where I feel like if it was the other way around, I mean, we would have made him more of a hero, but at the same time, Tracy gets her time to shine twice, while David gets like one scene really quick near the end. Michael, played by Cowie Lyman, has a very calm persona. He's always calm throughout the whole thing. He's either that or really soft-spoken. It must be the beard in the way. I liked the story. It took a turn that I wasn't expecting, like I said already. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, wait a minute. They're not going to be above water, they're going to sink? That's even worse! I feel this had a lot of potential if the acting and effects were great. There are leaps of logic and science, of course, which, I mean, it's a shark movie from sci-fi, what do you expect? A lot of stuff happens in this movie, but a majority of it is boring. I mean, they do things that they take forever to show you, and they show you everything they're gonna do in order to do the one thing they're gonna do. Basically, it just has bad pacing. I mean, near the end it gets a little bit more intense, but like for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes I was checking out. It was like straight. It was just talking about stuff that was happening, and the occasional, let me just swim out and check on something or get you something. And they do that, but it takes forever and nothing really comes of it, besides them getting the thing they needed. Which is a nice shock when it doesn't work one of the times and someone gets eaten. The icy landscape is actually very cold feeling. Like when you watch this movie, you don't feel like it's just a set. They definitely filmed this in some snowy area. It's not fake snow all the time. But there are some shots where they're like, let me just add CGI in there. Like, CGI footprints or sled prints or whatever. It's like, why would you do that? You have sleds already. You don't need to put CG sleds in there. So the icy landscape is fitting, as well as 80 feet below said icy landscape when they're underwater. You feel if they step out there without the proper equipment or suiting, they'd freeze, like they naturally would in real life, but you can really feel it. I also love the fact that they use a shark that has never, as far as I know, been used in another kind of shark movie before it. Greenland sharks, as I said. I mean, they're really cool looking in real life, but they make them look like great whites with white eyes, as I already said. The gore, the effects. We get a severed hammy leg. A guy is ripped in half. A guy is dragged into the water, coughing up blood, while leaving his bloody fingernails behind. I'm making it sound a lot gorier than it actually is. Besides the torn off fingernails and severed leg, all the blood and gore is CG. Speaking of the CGI, there is too much of it in this movie. Things they had in real life, like the snowmobiles, were CG in certain scenes. I mean, maybe because they didn't have them in yet, and they just were like, we need this pickup shot, so they put CG snowmobiles in there. Or maybe they shot the scene, but forgot to put the snowmobiles on the side, so they digitally put them in there. If I were to guess, I'd say the film had a $2 to $3 million budget. They probably just had extra money and were like, hey, look what we can do. The motion picture soundtrack gets okay at times. Isaac Sprintus, who also composed Mega Shark vs. Mecha Shark, which was directed by this film's director, Edwin Smith, does make the vast, open landscape feel claustrophobic at times. Not the worst music, that's for sure. If this had been handled more professionally, it could have been really something. Still, it is worth a watch for fans who like their shark movies to be taken a bit seriously while still having some insanity to go around. Overall, I give Ice Sharks a 1.5 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, the Horror Show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon, where even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. You'll also get access to body counts and to other music videos that you cannot get on YouTube because of copyright and age restriction. Also hit that notification bell, and as always, subscribe. They cut off the E on Nightmare in the back. That's ridiculous.